You need to do things that make you proud of yourself.
Success is painful. It's a lot of work, a lot of stress, a lot of failure, a lot of rejection. As long as you love it, you have to keep going. You cannot quit.
Want a sword? Get a mentor. Hey, this is Nina Carmichael, and this channel is created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something greater inside you as well. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband Evan Carmichael, and how to stop being a quitter. Mentor me, my husband Evan. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1, eat difficulties.
You need to do things that make you proud of yourself. You need to do the difficult things. When it's hard and you do it and you try and you keep going, that's when you feel proud about yourself. When you quit early, even if everybody gives you a logical reason for doing it, say, hey, it's okay, don't worry about it, quit. You should quit. Take it easy. But you know deep down inside yourself, you can't quit. You have to do the work that makes you feel proud, because if you face difficulties and then quit, that's what you're teaching yourself. That's a story inside your head. And there's no way you're gonna go off and accomplish those big, bad, impossible dream goals of yours if you quit every time it gets hard. I had a guy come to my Columbus workshop, and he had a goal to do 6 days a week cold showers. It was Friday night. Saturday night was his day off from cold showers. It was Friday night he comes to my workshop and he says, it's been winter here in Columbus. I'm at my girlfriend's house all day today. It's been freezing. I've been inside the house. It's been freezing all day. I didn't do my cold shower today. Evan, what should I do? Should I take my cold shower? I said, well, are you proud of the reason why not? Are you proud of the reason that you were in a cold house all day and so that's good justification for you? I said, no, I'm not proud of the reason. Great, then you have to do it. You have to go take your cold shower. And after the workshop, he got home at 11:30 at night and he took an Instagram video from the waist up, getting into the cold shower and freezing his face off. And then I said, you have to go off and do it again tomorrow too. Even though Saturday's your day off, you have to get up and do it again tomorrow, just to show yourself, just to prove to yourself what you're made of. When it's difficult and you try, that's when you win. That's when you actually feel good about yourself, when it's difficult and you keep going. Even if the results suck, even if past the 40%, your results are starting to decline. You feel great about yourself because you kept going. But if you quit as soon as it gets hard, that's what you're teaching yourself to do. And so I see entrepreneurs and leaders as trees. You're a tree. Your responsibility as a tree is to eat poison, carbon dioxide, right? You eat poison. You eat it, you grow from it, and then you spit out positivity and oxygen for the people around you, right? For yourself and the people around you. You grow from it. Your job is to eat adversity. Your job is to eat judgment. Your job is to eat difficulties. And you grow from it. And then you create opportunities and possibilities for yourself and the people around you. That's your job. And so the next time that you find yourself in a difficult situation, you want to quit, you want to give up, you're at that mark, your brain wants to quit on you, remind yourself, I'm a tree. I'm a tree. I'm going to grow from this. This is my chance to get better. This is my chance to eat it, to grow from it, and then create possibilities for other people. That's your job if you want to be an amazing leader and an amazing entrepreneur. And I'm cheering for you.
Rule number 2, love what you do.
This is why it's so important that you love what you do. Success is painful. It's a lot of work, a lot of stress, a lot of failure, a lot of rejection. But the thing that gets you through it is you love what you do. You love the process. You love the work. You love the growth. If you don't love the work you do, you will give up because it will just become too painful to keep going. So at the Whole Foods this morning, when I went to go get my bulletproof coffee, I ran into a friend of mine, an entrepreneur friend of mine who I told about my tour in December before I left. And she was super excited and I hadn't connected with her since I got back. I went on this 3-month, 90-day, 23-city tour across the US, and it was amazing happenstance to meet her at the Whole Foods this morning. And she said, how's the tour? What was the best part of it? and I said, breaking my neck. 2/3 of the way through, I broke my neck. I broke my neck in 2 spots. I compressed my spine. I had a concussion, had to get staples in my head, all of it. She said, breaking your neck, that's the best part of your tour? Well, that's a really positive outlook. Like, it's not just a positive outlook. It's the best. Like, it actually was the best part. Because it really got the test. Like, why? This sounds crazy, but this is it. This is the process. This is the mindset shift I want you guys to make. That you do difficult things. You love difficult things. You don't want it to be easy. Easy means you're inside your comfort zone. Easy means you're not pushing up against any barriers. You don't want to be easy. Stop getting these easy, small, tiny wins that you can snack on. You do difficult things. You love taking on amazing, huge things. That's who you are. That's what you do. And this was a chance for me to grow and help cement that for myself.
Also, if you want to have more motivation and confidence, check out the 254 in the description below.
Don't go to them asking for help first. Go to them with value first so that they're stumbling all over themselves to try to find a way to help you out too. Bring value first.
For me, my goal is to help a billion entrepreneurs. And so I always wanted to work on projects that have the ability to have a massive impact. That's what I strive for every single day.
Find whatever the smallest first step is, and then the smallest next step is, and continue to build those steps. And when you look back, you'll have realized that you made some pretty significant progress.
Rule number 3, change your beliefs. As long as you love it, you have to keep going. You cannot quit. Maybe one day somebody does throw you a bunch of money and you can stop sleeping in your office. Or maybe it's just a slow grind up and it takes you 10 years to become an overnight success. You'll never know how long it will take you to be successful. But what you do know is that if you quit on something that you love, you will end up regretting it for the rest of your life. As long as you love it, you have to keep going. You can't quit. So look at my story. It wasn't easy being an entrepreneur growing up. That's why I do so much to help entrepreneurs, because I don't want you guys to struggle as much as I did. In my first real business when I was 19, I had to decide between earning $100,000 a year and traveling around the world in my dream job versus owning 30% of a company, making $300 a month, and being unsure if anything was going to work out or not. And I decided that I had to keep going. I had to try, because I didn't want to end up being 85 years old and looking back and saying, I never did it. I never went for it. I would rather know one fail than not know. Because the things that you regret are rarely the things that you do. It's the things that you didn't do. The things that you had a chance to do. You had an opportunity. You thought about it. You felt it. But then you backed down because you were afraid. Those are the things that you regret. That's what you regret most. And I didn't want that to happen. But starting off my business wasn't easy. I struggled, I sucked. I made it harder on myself because I told my friends that I was living the entrepreneur life and I couldn't hang out with them. Meanwhile, that $20 was just too expensive for me to go out and have beer with them, right? I isolated myself and made myself lonely. I felt worthless as a human being. And the worst day of my life came when I told my business partner that I quit on him, that it was just too difficult, that I couldn't keep going, that I needed to feel like I was contributing, that my time meant something, that all this work I was putting into something, I just need to feel valuable again, that I was contributing to something. Because when you wake up every day and you're working and it's just not getting results, it can be real hard to keep going. And so I told him that I quit. I hung up the phone and then just started crying. And the next day I woke up and I just thought, I can't quit on this, not yet. I haven't given everything I've got. Because I felt like in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 20 years, I would look back and regret that I gave up. If I knew that I gave everything I had and it didn't work out, I was okay with the failure. It was just the idea of that thing lingering, that I could have given a little bit more, that I still liked this thing and I needed to see it through, and I didn't, that I quit on it. I knew that would eat me up forever. And so I had to get up that next day and tell myself, I'm not gonna quit yet. I just have to find a different way to stand. What I've tried so far has not worked. It has not worked. I'm making zero money. Well, $300 a month. But it's not working out. And I hate myself. I hate my life. I hate how I feel about myself. I have to find a different way to stand. And that energy allowed me to keep going. That energy allowed me to then ask myself, who else has done this before? And I looked at Bill Gates and how he started Microsoft, and that started the path up for my business. And then 2 years later, I sold my company. And it happened pretty quick. All because I refused to quit on the thing that I knew I needed to see through.
And rule number 4, last one before a very special bonus clip, find your one word.
I think people struggle with goals because they struggle with self-awareness, because they don't know who they are. And so they're constantly adjusting the goals that they have for themselves based off what other people think of them and based off what they see out in the media or on Instagram or on YouTube. They don't have self-awareness. You got to figure out what your one word is, what your most important core value is. Who are you as a human being? I wrote a whole book on this, but just as a quick brainstorm opportunity for you right now, think about what is your single most important core value. What is it? If you had to pick one core value as a human being, what is it? For me, it's believe. I like believing in people. I need to believe in people. I hate negativity. I hate toxic people. I hate the haters, right? I don't want to be around people saying that you can't do this. I am the opposite. I need to believe. And so already right there, already having that awareness of what your one word is, what your who is, when you figure that out, it allows you to make better decisions. It means that if you were in a work environment, if I was in a work environment where people didn't believe in each other, I wouldn't be able to handle it. I would be frustrated, be upset, I'd be angry. And now I know why, because my one word is believe. And so what is your single most important core value? Figure that out. It's one of the most important exercises you can ever do in your life. It's super helpful, it's valuable, it's important. You need to do it. Otherwise, you will never have clarity over your goals.
Now I have a very special bonus clip I think you're gonna enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3 important landing questions. Time to go from watching the video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1, what is your one word? Question number 2, what is the one thing that you love doing right now? And question number 3, what is the difficulty that you need to eat? And if you made it this far in this video and you're still watching, we want to celebrate with you. Give me a hashtag believe in the comment below.
So I love the story of Colonel Sanders. He's one of my favorite stories and examples to give of an older entrepreneur. This guy didn't really start franchising his business, KFC, until he was in his 60s, and didn't really become an icon or someone super well known until he was in his 70s. How many people quit too soon on their business? I can't tell you how many people come up to me and say, Evan, I'm 25 years old. Is it too late to get started? Like, what are you talking about? And really just comes down to just your belief system. Here was a guy who was 62 years old when he was franchising KFC, where a lot of people would be saying, I'm getting ready to retire, I'm getting ready to slow down, I'm getting ready to wind things up, just ease into the rest of my life. And he was a guy who said, no, I'm gonna crush it. I'm just getting started. I want to build an empire, right? And this really comes down to whether you believe it can happen or it can happen. You're right. If you believe at 62 years old that you're too old to get started on something new, then you're right and you won't take action. But if you believe that age is just a number and 62 means you've got lots of experience and you're ready to go crush some new project, then you're right as well. And so you have to be really careful to pay attention to the story that you're telling yourself, because a lot of times we're holding ourselves back with these excuses of we're too old, we're too young, we come from the wrong country, we don't have the right education, you don't have the right parents, on and on and on. And as long as you believe that reinforcing story, then it's going to continue to perpetuate. Now, in terms of don't quitting, there's a lot of advice saying don't quit, don't quit, don't quit, don't quit. You should not quit when it's your dream. When this is something that you really, 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 really want to do, then you can't quit on it. But if it's something that you've lost the passion for, you don't feel energized by it anymore, it feels like work to show up, then that's when you quit. And so when people ask me, should I quit this thing or not? Well, is it still your dream? Are you still passionate about it? Are you still excited about it? Because if you are, then you enjoy the process. And yes, you want to get the results. And yes, you want to win. And yes, you want to make the money. And yes, you want to have that impact. But you still enjoy the process. I like making YouTube videos. This is fun for me. It's enjoyable for me. I'm growing through it. And even if I wasn't on the path to hitting 1 million subscribers, I would still be doing it because I love doing it. And if I was on the path to hitting 1 million subscribers and I stopped liking it, then I would leave, I would sell it, I would go do something else, because you cannot do great things when you don't love what you do. And so as long as it's still your passion, as long as it's still your dream, you have to keep going, or you're gonna live the rest of your life in regret. But if you've lost that passion, then get out immediately and go do something else that does bring you excitement, joy, energy, and fulfillment. If you want to know 5 pieces of life-changing advice from monks and gurus, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.